Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
As we walk down the winding path that is the world of mystery, we see the pebbles and potholes that block our way. Sometimes we stumble. Sometimes we fumble through.
Fumble through!
Just like Batman, we fall so we can get back up again.
Never gonna get me down.
Hello and welcome everybody to another one of our magnificent episodes once again in the heart of the Fumble Factory, ready to play the Siege of Serpents, Pathfinder Society Scenarios Spectacular. That's a lot of alliteration. Nice to be back in the game system. It's nice to be here at the table with my friends, and it's nice to get some rolling of dice on. Lindsay, what is happening on social media? Let me guess. You've been too busy.
No.
And you haven't done anything.
No, I've posted TikToks.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, TikToks are ticking.
I'm talking.
Ticking and tacking and
Yeah.
talking. What can you do? You can share a TikTok to someone, can't you? Just
Probably.
talk to me about what the kids can do to share the
You
TikTok.
find someone else's TikTok and you tack it to it.
I've found the love of AI D&D face generator effect on TikTok.
Oh, man.
So you take a photo of your you shows your face and then it turns you into a D&D character. So I've been doing it random shit.
With random people?
No, little
I
shits.
did it to the Friends.
All two of them?
No, the Friends, the show, the Friends.
Yeah.
There's only
Friends.
two of them left. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And I did it to
Pour one out
Danny
for
DeVito?
Chandler Bing.
Oh, Danley DeVito. Danley DeVito.
Stanley DeVito.
Stanley
Danley
DeVito.
the Manly
I
DeVito.
did Batman. Batman turned out really cool.
Did
Yeah.
he?
Wow.
Huh.
Wow. Good. Well, go on to TikTok and check it out. I mean, those descriptions sound pretty amazing.
I've also done some other random stuff that you'll find on there. Me doing little questions and answers and all that kind of stuff. I might have to
Okay.
get you guys recorded soon.
It's wonderful.
Sounds good.
Get on that. I'll get on that straight away, Liz.
And if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, hit the smash buttons.
Oh,
as a kid
one more
say,
thing, sorry.
Smash those like buttons.
Sorry, one more thing I forgot to mention. I have uploaded all our videos to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Thank you,
thanks to
Headliner.
Headliner.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can find all our videos on YouTube now.
I love every week it's automatic.
That's
Videos
pretty
as
cool.
in just the
So
audio.
basically, I took
Yeah.
the audio and put an audiogram on it. And,
Cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so we're on YouTube now as well, just an extra place that people can find us.
If you want a bit of fun, go to the transcriptions on those YouTubes and just see what it thinks we say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me word bad at even word good. It's not going to actually understand a thing I say. Anyway, look, guys, it has been a while since we've done this, but I want to catch up with what's going on in your lives. I don't remember the last time we actually sat and said, what is happening? And I know there are people out there that care. I don't, but there are people out there that want to know what's happening. So what is taking up your brain space? What's going in? Tell us about your stuff. Be friends and shit.
Well, then all jump in.
Well, I've got stuff. So today, on release date, today is my wife's birthday.
My wife.
We've celebrated well, I hope, or I'm divorced. One of the two of those outcomes.
Well, you're
is-
here right
well,
now
mhm.
doing this.
Well, it releases in a couple of weeks, so there's that.
What about the birthday?
Well, so I've got a little out because I turned 50 not that long ago, and we skipped that birthday because of other things. She had a gallbladder removed at that point, and
How very inconsiderate.
right. So
Your turn now, is it?
for my 50th, I got a bowel cancer care kit.
Oh. Poop and scoop?
I haven't opened the packet. I don't know if it's a the send or receive packet.
Oh, that's great. Poop.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, all right. Anything else going on? What's the hobby situation? What's the downtime sitch?
Oh, look, my time's a little compressed at the moment. I'm finding myself with a new job, trying to just figure out all the ins and outs of that. I'm coming home more tired than I'd hoped I would. The dog needs a bit of care and a bit of walking, which actually is quite nice sometimes and is frustrating as fuck some other times.
Mm-hmm.
And it means I just want to go to bed and get up, and the daily routine is a bit consuming which is why I haven't been posting on Facebook or what's the other thing? Insta.
Mm-hmm. Toctic.
Yeah. Like just finding the time for the stuff I love is harder and harder.
It gets that
So
way.
I love being at this table. It's like it's something that everyone in my household goes, leave Daddy alone, let him go downstairs.
And it has been in real life. It's been a week or two since we've been together at this table, so it's been a little minute and stuff. What about you, Luke? What's going on in the local world?
I guess a lot of my time has been spent dealing with for the last 15, 16 weeks, was it? I think at the end of the day.
Hemorrhoids.
Yeah, that's right. It felt like that, I tell you. It felt like I was getting violated, really. Selling of a house, which is now complete.
Is
done.
it?
Yep, all
Ooh.
done and dusted.
Oh,
So our house-
congratulations.
thank you.
Oh,
Our
where's the
house-
champagne?
Our house back. It's all over in the UK. Our house back
Is it in the
UK,
middle of the street?
It's been finally sold, which means now we can actually pay for tickets to fly back, the whole family.
And you
this
are going
Christmas.
back soon, aren't you?
We are going back this Christmas, yes.
Which is probably a nice moment for us to just tell our listeners there's going to be a pause, the Christmas pause.
We will do Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
We're on a break.
But we'll probably do some episodes without Luke, without his knowledge, without his
we'll do
understanding
it.
or
That's
his
fine.
consent, because we were on a break.
To be fair, the audience, our listeners won't notice.
I reckon we watch Princess Bride without him.
Hey, there is a Princess
I wouldn't even
Bride.
know what I'm missing. So I mean,
There's a Princess Bride screening with live musicians, and some excellent musicians are playing some because Mark Knopfler music in it.
like they did with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. So we could hook that up and go and see it with the Gregorians. If you know anything about guitarists,
They're doing Gregorian chanting.
no, the Gregorian brothers are playing the guitar, and they're amazing
When are they doing
guitarists. Probably last week. I'll search.
It's great when he gives us pieces
Yeah,
of
I love it.
information
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
doesn't know the
Yeah.
entirety of
Genius.
and
Yeah.
stuff. I too have seen this advertising. I know very little about it, nor do I want to leave my house, so I am not going.
So yeah, that's been a big relief in our household.
That's
a lot,
nice.
lot of pressure
well
off.
done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That
So-
must have sucked.
Oh, it did. Yeah, for a house that had no chain.
Yeah.
And it was literally just us selling it and the first time buyers buying it. 15-week process. I mean, in the UK, it should take about 8 weeks, 10 to 12 max if
That's
there's a
rough.
chain.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it just took 16. It was absolutely ridiculous because we were paying the mortgage without anybody letting out. So it was just,
Would it have been an easier process, you think, if you were still over there?
No.
Well, that's an indictment on
Yeah,
that
that's
system,
right.
isn't
We'd have
it?
been- we'd
So
have been
good thing
depressed
that
anyway.
you've migrated to a better country. Soon,
Indeed.
you'll be a citizen.
I was going to say, now
Yes.
become a citizen.
Well,
so you
that's the
can
thing.
vote.
That is on the agenda now. I've got all the paperwork ready. I just need to submit it. But I was somewhat concerned it was going to go through before we got back from the UK.
Have you ever thought of ways of speeding up your Australian citizenship, like just walking around in thongs and like stubbies, drinking Fosters?
We're trying to bring a touch of class here. Yeah. Not, going loco.
Nah, fuck that, mate. That's the way that should be said.
You can.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You got it.
So the Princess Bride is playing next year on
Brilliant. So we haven't missed it then.
in April.
Oh, yeah, wow.
At
I'll
the
be back.
convention centre.
Sweet.
Wow.
We should do that.
Tickets go on sale to the public tomorrow.
Oh, how much are they?
Recording time. It's hard to tell without tickets on sale to the public right now because I can't see the tickets on sale.
Didn't they actually give you an estimated price for anything?
They're on a pre-sale at the moment to Ticket Tech patrons.
Not a
and,
sponsor.
It's a symphonic cinema.
That sounds actually delightful to
Yeah.
go to that.
I was glad I missed the Star Wars ones, actually.
Yeah.
So this would be a nice treat to see the film for the first time with such a...
With Slava Gregorian and the Queensland Pops Orchestra playing the music, it'll be pretty special.
Slava
the
Gregorian
Gregorians.
is a very, very good guitarist.
Mm.
All right, Lindsay, what have you been up to? What's going down in the world of Linz?
I bought another 3D printer.
Yeah,
So I bought,
sex toys. This is all about the sex toys on Thingiverse.
I mean, I could do that.
I stumbled into a 3D printer sex toy section, and I was amazed.
Really?
Amazed at what people are 3D printing. Now, my experience with 3D printers are they're in layers and they break off easy. You certainly don't want them breaking off in there.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I remember trying to find a resin version of a Darth Vader butt plug for Brett's 50th.
Oh,
It popped up on my Facebook feed the other day.
it popped
It
up.
just popped up there.
Yeah, I love
Sorry,
it.
popped out. I mean, up.
Yeah.
But no,
I have altered the deal.
What am I going to do with two of them, Lindsay?
I have this large scale tavern that I've got from a 3D model subscription I want to print. But I was having so much trouble with the resin printer because it is so freaking heavy in resin. Like one wall is like 5 kilos. It was just
Wow. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's exaggerating. It was probably like 5.
Resin is dense.
But yeah,
Resin
it's heavy.
printing is dense.
So it kept falling off the supports. And because like when you print resin, it's upside down. So gravity and weight. So I went, let's have a look at FDMs. And there was like a birthday 50% off sale. Got one for $300. So
Okay.
started printing a giant scale tavern.
Wow.
Nice.
So Lindsay's got another month of setting up his new printer before he can get it to work, finding the right PLA to get in there.
just
and-
over Christmas period, that'd
I
be
ordered
fine,
10
you'll have it.
kilos with it.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
done and dusted for us to have a scene in a tavern.
not
for
all
Christmas.
PLAs are the same.
10 kilos of filament came with it.
Yeah,
So
hey, not all filament is equal. Can I just say some of it is much better than others?
I bet you'll have it printing in a week.
Good. I don't want to take that bet because I don't want to bet against you.
I also have auto
Immune system.
auto tray
Dark.
leveling and all that fun
Oh.
stuff. So I don't have to worry about any of that crap.
He was bearing the lead.
I'm just trying to. It's something I do a lot with you guys. I don't know. I just soldier on through the
So,
the
so
poor jokes.
it auto levels.
Makes it all the
Yeah.
funnier.
It's got an auto leveler.
Yeah.
What brand is it?
Elegoo.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
sounds
A
pretty good.
what?
Elegoo.
It is amazing how cheap that
Yeah,
stuff
it's-
is.
it
Isn't
was
it?
Very
super
quickly,
cheap.
that came down in price, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they weren't that expensive to start with. To be honest, you could pick one up for around that price for a very long time.
Mm.
It was always the resin printers that were a little more expensive. So it just also depended how big a tray and height wise.
So do you have to
Tray.
put it in a thing to cure it? Is there that?
No,
is
not
that
for
thing?
not for the PLA ones. The resin one. I've got a curing for one for the resin.
Oh, right.
But then no, this one is just like it squirts out hot plastic and away you go.
Mm. I'll be doing that later after my curry.
You waited till Luke had a
He
drink,
did,
man.
didn't he? He
Yeah.
did, he did, he
You
did.
paused because you knew it was coming, and then he did it to you. That's hilarious. So,
What about you, Justin? What's going on?
No, nobody cares about him.
yeah,
Have you been going to the gym?
I have been going to the gym, but I'm fat, so I need to. It's a real problem for me at the moment. I have started taking my children to the gym. We have some family passes.
Just leaving them there?
So I have taken my youngest child, who is 14, to the gym for the first time, only to realize that he's as coordinated as I was at his age. And that is a problem.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that is a problem. So it'll get there. It's pretty fun. It's at least it's something that we can do. You know, it's nice. It was something I did with his older brother. The middle one being bit reticent. He wants to go, but then he doesn't. He just wants to go with his mates. But I'm like, yeah,
Right.
yeah, I don't know how that'll work.
Does he
out.
sit on the stretch machine listening to his music, just kind of stretching it out?
Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Cool.
No, I don't know what you mean by stretch machine.
When
The rack.
there used to be a machine that would help you stretch out parts of your body, and you'd kind of
No, they're just weights, Brett. The idea of them is you lift those bits.
I'm sure there was a thing that was kind of weird shaped that would go, sit on it this way and it gives you,
Yeah.
like, instead of doing a butterfly
Yeah.
stretch or a.
There are that we have one
I love that
machine that
machine.
does stretches.
That was my favorite thing at the gym when I went.
yeah.
Swing.
It's not really a huge part of
That and the
gym-
pool.
of the gym that we've got. The pool is pretty fun.
Mm.
The other thing that I've been doing is I've gotten back into a little bit of knowledge and learning and listening to podcasts and stuff, and I've been sort of doing a bit of deep dive into the world of routine. You know how you talked about routine just before?
Mm.
I've been talking about like the perception of how to make life last longer. I guess, is
Right.
the thing. Not the longevity of
Necromancy.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
being
no, just-
undead. How can I become undead?
Just listen to Justin and it feels like it's an eternity.
That's correct. But no, the idea that was in my head is that like memories are a little bit like when you do something new. So as you get older, time seems to go quicker because you're not getting newer experiences. So when you're a child, a lot of things are new and they're things that you do that. And it's almost like your brain pauses, stops, takes a photo and says, remember. And those moments are why those like school holidays used to seem forever,
Oh,
or
yeah,
moments used to seem forever. And now they get condensed and condensed and condensed. So the idea is that the more routine that you do, and those of you with children, which is all of us in this room, know that children is routine. Like you get home, you do the routine, you do the what I call arsenic hour, the bed, the dinner, bed, bath, that stuff, not in that order. But you do all that stuff, and then the week goes, and you goes, whoa, was I a good dad? Was I a bad dad? Did I do anything? Did I talk to my kids? That kind of stuff. And so looking at ways to lengthen that, and things like, the guy I listened to said, do something like, if you towel yourself after you shower in a certain way, do it the other way. If you start at the top and go to the bottom, do it the other way. Start at the bottom, go to the top. If you put your left leg into your pants first, put your right leg in first, and like just do things differently to try and get that experience. So I've been trying to look for unique small ways, because obviously you can't go on a holiday all the time, or you can't do other things all the time, but looking at unique ways of changing routine up so that it is something a little different and that I remember something. So that's what I've been playing with, because I'm a weirdo.
So that
So
must
Justin's
be.
been masturbating with his left hand rather than his right,
I am left-handed,
right
Luke,
hand rather than his left.
and I'll just let you in. I need both of them.
One to hold the tweezers, one to hold the knife.
Touche, Lindsay. So in 10, 15 years' time when we get dementia, it's going to seem like an awfully long time because everything will be a new experience.
That will be, I wonder what time dilation is like at that point. I call it time dilation. I don't know what it's called.
Theory of relativity.
But
Because all of our relatives have dementia, we're going to get it.
I do wonder what that would be like. Like, I guess I'm fortunate that I work in a place where every day is unknown to me. There is no routine for a place that is routine filled, but my job is very much reactive to things. So every day is a bit different there, and some days it does feel like an eternity.
I wonder what that must feel like then when you got dementia and so many people in a home, and like every day you wake up and go, where the fuck am I? Like I'm the panic of being somewhere unfamiliar.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to just go, I wonder what it would be like to have dementia. Like everything was like in your experience.
Have you heard me speak? It's like that.
It's like when Justin started talking and he came out with that oxymoron. I've been on a little bit of a deep dive.
So anyway, just to fill you in on what I've been doing, guys, I've been trying to make time last a bit longer. So I've been doing things a little bit differently. I've listened to a podcast. I've been, that was a dementia joke.
2 hours into this
I was
episode.
gonna say, spoken truly like somebody who loves the sound of their own voice,
Where
right?
am I? Why are you feeding me
I
dog
was going to
food?
say, remember a while ago we went to Stanthorpe?
Yeah.
On the drive there, it went for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was in
That
Justin's
3
car.
hour drive.
But the half-hour trip on the way back.
Uh-huh.
Mwah.
Yeah, there was no new experience on the way there.
No, Lindsay was in a different car.
Yeah.
He didn't go back in my car. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys. For
cool.
your, it's really
We're here for you,
nice.
Jussie. We're here for you.
So before we get started, I do have another challenge. Someone has issued me a challenge.
Okay.
So again, if you can guess the challenge by the end of the thing, they get nothing. But if, I manage to pull off the challenge and you don't guess it,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll send him a prize.
Okay. Well, as with every episode, we do like to start by brain straining our rain of thoughts. I don't know. I was trying to make.
Oh my
the words are really not working for me today.
Oh,
Yeah.
this
Okay,
podcast
Justin,
is
it's okay.
just like a whole new experience.
But I did think that we could start a series of questions today. So what I want to ask you is this, and this is the first thing. So step into, if you will, the tavern of your mind.
Sorry, I must go creaky
Is
door.
this the 3D printed one that Lindsay's done? Or?
Yep. Well, so he can tax right
It's
off.
collapsed. Yeah.
So step into the tavern of your imagination. You are in a party and you find yourselves on the precipice of an adventure. Maybe you just lost a party member. Maybe you've always had maybe 3 members. What kind of stupid party would have 3 members in it? But you find yourself in need of hiring someone else. And this series is really going to be about that, because the question is, what makes somebody that you want to hire? So I know that you're going to probably say, oh, there's individuality and there's this and there's so many takes on that. But what I want to find out is, if you have to hire, and this is really around the roles classes play in your mind and kind of those generic-y roles a little bit more, but what are the things the beats that you think classes need to hit to be successful at those classes? So if you were in this tavern, in the party, and you wanted to hire someone, what I want you to do is tell me what makes this person or this particular class someone that you want to hire. What are you looking for, right? So you're writing
giving us the class?
So yeah,
Right.
Think about the job ad that you would advertise. I want someone that can tick off this, and this as an idea. It might not be for this party. It might be for any party. And because we have talked about this ad nauseum, and I know it upsets Lindsay, I have chosen the first one to be the cleric. So if you were to hire a cleric, what are you looking for? What are the things that you think a good cleric needs to tick off to say, I want that person in my party, on my team, bang?
Okay, I'll go first. I mean, not all clerics need to be healers, for one. So, first off, Justin, actually really good, decent, dicey question for once. Good job.
New experience.
Yeah. But I think making sure you have a god that your character knows, so you can't know that, you don't want a god that ends up being the god of sodomy or something weird.
I don't know what books you're reading,
I'm
buddy.
just saying, you don't want to hire.
He's printing them.
You don't want to hire a cleric and then find out their god demands really weird rituals to receive healing or something like that. So I reckon a god that you know what their shtick is.
Mm-hmm. What else are you guys looking for?
I was wondering, so when you're talking about specific classes, it's obviously there's a focus for that class, but there's got to be some other utility in the character, I think. Not just the one thing that you would... So like a fighter, I would be looking... So I know we're talking about cleric, but we'll go to cleric. Sorry, yeah.
We're going to get to fighter.
Yeah. Cleric, I mean... traditionally, you say healing. That's fair, but I would like there to be some secondary capacity for
So
that
what would you
character.
look for?
It depends.
Remember,
on the
you're hiring
that's
someone.
fine. It depends on the current composition of the party.
Yeah. So what are the things that you think would be in that zone? So knowledge religion is probably what Lindsay was saying, that you would want somebody
Fair.
with some knowledge religion.
That was the total opposite of what I was saying.
Well, what you're saying is that you want the party as a party to know, but I'm asking you, what qualities do you want in the hire, not in the, what do you want to know about the hire? Like, I'm
I want
assuming
to know their god. I want to know that
yeah.
they worship a god that is not
The
going
gods
to...
aligned to our party.
But that's not the role that the cleric plays. That's the thing. Like,
I take it back about being a good question.
St. Cuthbert, all of those things. Like, someone comes in and he goes, boom, I want to know that they're of a good god. Of course you do. But what are the roles that they want to play? Like, do they need to know their god? Do they need to know the rituals? Do they need to, is that stuff important to you?
I think it would be good for the cleric to be quite heavy on the diplomacy, to be the face,
All right.
definitely, because they're a charisma based character, aren't they?
No.
Wisdom. Fucking rule books.
But they charisma plays a part
Charisma
in
can play a
Pathfinder
part. It can
because
play,
that determines your bursts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there we go then. Thank you. Thanks for the save, guys.
So,
Guess what I've got?
what?
A list.
Yeah.
So I don't think they need to heal damage. I think the better cleric is one that prevents damage. So when you think about
Bless and things like that.
well, or stick your big maul in the way of the thing, and if you don't get hit, there's no need to heal. That's one that can control the battlefield and stop your teammates getting hit is probably a more effective character.
So even more like preventing the combat from happening by diplomatically resolving
possibly,
it. Yeah,
possibly.
Lindsay, say something about knowing your God.
But like the effective thing is put them to sleep, right? Or shield, or that is really,
Hex.
really,
Yep.
yeah, that's really effective. So a good cleric could be a witch who can heal. Like we're talking healer as a class, probably, or I think there's something in that to go. Actually, it doesn't need to be a cleric. It can be a paladin. It can be a witch. It's possible they're a bard, but I haven't seen one yet.
I was going to thank you until I said it.
But I think their primary job is to keep us alive or return us to life when we haven't been successful. I think some versatility, that they're not just that they've got something else to them.
Agreed.
So I think a tank or a hit is useful because they can wear armor and they can wield weapons. There is a kind of secondary, be up front, be the tank, heal yourself, take the damage yourself. Like there's an effective opportunity for a cleric to kind of be the damage soak and make that the thing.
Yeah. Are we talking about a specific system, Pathfinder?
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I'm kind of looking for the generics. Like, say somebody came to you and they didn't know how to play this game, and you'd be like, "What's a cleric?" Oh, these are the things that make up a cleric. That kind of stuff.
So then I think the other thing is that in terms of their impact on their religion, that they should know about it enough to be effective, but know broadly about other religions, but not be too preachy about it. That they don't need everyone else to be aligned with them. They just need people within a kind of a step of them that it's okay. I think they should be free. I don't think they should charge their party members for healing. As fun as that can be for 1 or 2 sessions, it's not great for a long campaign. And I think they should be effective. Don't be
effective.
Don't be a.
You know what I want in a party member? Effectiveness.
Don't be an 8 ability score wisdom cleric. That's not going to work. Don't be a cleric that can't cast a spell
Unless you've rolled for your skills.
And that, I guess that's
that way.
That's the whole adage of there are always exceptions to rules, right? There's always fun ways of getting around them, but they're not what you were looking for in a hire. Some sickly guy that walks in that's got an evil symbol on his thing, you're probably going to be like, next.
Yeah.
Or a great big muscly cleric that can hit the shit out of someone but can't cast spells is probably not the guy I'm looking for.
Yeah. Any others, Linz?
No.
Justin?
For me, it's about, so clerics for me, I'm just going to put this out there. I've got a very kind of idealist view in my life. Heavy armor. You want to be up in the fight, in the middle of the fight, because if someone drops around you, you want to be able to pick them back up again.
They can't be too far away from you because you're in heavy armor.
Or burst.
Yeah, Walter.
Or within,
Don't take me 2 rounds to get
within
to
the
you.
range to burst or whatever, because they're the person, and while it might not be healing, it's a salve of some sort. So they're the person. You get blinded. You hope your cleric can deal with that, or you get poisoned, or your cleric is there to cure the ailments, if you will. The one thing no one has talked about, just fucking the ability to smash undead. Like a cleric that can turn is a cleric that is worth their salt, because I know it's situational, it's not all the time, but I've never
found that important.
You come against undead, and a cleric is your man.
I've never found that to be so crucial in a campaign that, you might come across 1 or 2 undead moments, but it's never a...
Have you ever come across a lich? You want a cleric for that. You get to higher levels, you want the cleric there to be dealing with
the paladin's just as effective, right?
Yes and no. I guess this is where the paladin, if you're standing beside them, you can do some saves and all that kind of stuff, but the cleric is the guy that bolsters you up, that does the soaking of damage and all of that kind of the energy damage and stuff. So I think for me, it's that kind of stuff. But in my mind, I always think a cleric undead. A cleric is your first defense against undead something, whatever that looks like, creating holy water, all of those things. Like these are just like the generic things that I think about when I think about a cleric. And the last thing I think about, I know clerics have a very limited skill set for that, but I think a cleric needs to, like you guys have all said, needs to branch out in some unique way, a cleric of nature or a cleric of, something or other that makes them a little bit special. Doesn't matter what race they are, doesn't matter what, background they have, but if there's some kind of moment of nichiness. But yeah, I kind of agree with Luke that they need to have some ability to speak.
Now,
some ability.
Now, Justin, I don't want to poop on your parade.
Yeah, you do.
But does that mean next time you ask this question, all we need to do is read out what a cleric is in the rulebook?
No.
Like that little blurb on the top of
Not really, but I'm kind of thinking, okay, would you hire, there's a moment where your party needs someone, like you've all gone, I don't think healing's important for a cleric. Are you genuinely in a party where you have to hire a cleric going to be like, that guy can't heal. That's all right. We'll hire him. Versus the guy that can smash out a few hit points and burst like the Dickens. And
personally, I feel like Pathfinder healing is a lot more out of combat than in combat.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something I've thought of more while playing it. You kind of have bursts, but you never actually cast healing spells really in combat. It's more keep them up and then you heal out of combat. So that's just something the way I seem to play the way I've felt playing Pathfinder is it's all more outside of combat than inside of combat. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of the saying all in one couple of one thing and many of the other.
Half a dozen of one and 6 of the other.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting to explore what that means. And I know there are 4 that are kind of fairly generic, but I'm interested when we get to something like a ranger or
I've never actually played a cleric. I know I'm looking at my character sheet right now and I've got a level of cleric, but he was never meant to be a cleric and I've never really leaned into that too much.
Well, you've now played a cleric. You can
but like I've never really gone into the
cleric.
class. And in that sense to really explore that.
Isn't it interesting? Because like my favorite class in every other game and even D&D Baldur's Gate and stuff is a ranger. I've never played one in actual role-playing tabletop.
I'm thinking about a really cool cleric called Cataly, who was a cleric of luck. Was
Cataly, he was
Cataly Bonaduce.
Yeah, Bonaduce, the R.A. Salvatore.
In one of the Forgotten Realms books.
It was a knowledge was his thing.
So he would kind of access all of this information and
cool.
His thing wasn't really healing, but it was summoning monsters and it was getting demons to do his bidding and it was kind of getting other, like, I think that's something cool for a summoning cleric is a cool cleric that can put beasts.
That would be a cool cleric.
Right? So stand back, heal, but put beasts into the suck the
prevent the shield.
Prevent the damage, right? So I think there's there's interesting kind of ways to shape your cleric to be able to assist the party in not being at full capacity.
Cleric of Denier he was.
Was he?
God of Knowledge in the Forgotten Realms.
Great cleric. Great books.
Yeah.
Good, a wonderful monk in there, Luke.
There is excellent monk. His wife is an excellent monk. But it's interesting you say that because there is different roles. Like I also have an image, like while I think of a cleric in those big shiny armor, heavy kind of thing, I also have an image of a cleric in leathers who is a little more dexterous than
nimble on the feet.
Yeah, then like stand up and stocky and a little more nimble and can stand back and do other things like that. But it's, I guess for me, the thing that brings them all together is really the ability to patch your party up is the thing that I think is the most important part of a cleric. The ability to put something in the middle that you're right as the block to shield the party and to patch them up is really the job of the cleric for me.
I think the other thing they're good at is stopping the stupid. Their innate wisdom should stop the stupid.
Not the way I play them.
Okay.
I can't stop this level of stupid.
There's no wisdom score that can counteract a player.
Yeah, that's right.
But they should. One of their things is to be wise in the moment. They don't need to know stuff particularly, but they should like understand the world around them and how it works and go, actually don't do that. If we do that, you're probably going to incur the wrath of the Lord, and there will be repercussions. One of the strings to a cleric's bow, I think, is to stop the stupid. Other people can be the stupid, but a cleric has to kind of be the voice of reason in the middle of it all.
What we haven't spoken about is what is the because I guess this falls either on a paladin or a cleric, but to be the kind of
moral compass.
I'd
say that's more paladin, really.
That's why I like don't be too preachy.
The cleric's got a role in that space.
He can be, but the cleric doesn't have to be, right? Because the cleric doesn't have to be lawful good.
Yeah.
They don't have to be, but if you have a sense of belief or a system of beliefs, and somebody's doing things that's against your system of beliefs, you might challenge somebody on it. Like it's probably not as much as a paladin.
Yeah,
it could be an amoral compass.
Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah,
could be. But they could be. They could be an evil worshipping cleric.
Yep.
I would never hire an evil worshipping cleric
and try and guide people into ways that kind of suit their god's needs. That's fine.
Let's ask this question: would you hire an evil worshipping cleric?
Would I know?
Well, gods. You've got an understanding of the god they worship and stuff. Because I guess that falls into: do you want that
composition of the party is a key part of that?
Do you want that person in as a party member? Like, in a general party, you want someone that's part of the team. You don't want the neutrality, and you don't want the evil.
Working to their own ends.
This is one of the things that I know, Justin, you're very going back to the last episode I listened to. But
I don't understand what you're saying.
You are very against this opinion. I am very of the belief that chaotic good and lawful evil are very, very close in alignment.
It's what the whole Test of the Twins book for Dragonlance talks to.
Because, it comes to the whole thing of, a terrorist could be a freedom fighter if it's fighting for the side that you believe in, kind of thing,
Yeah.
What? No comment. He's got that look. No comment.
No, I'm just waiting to be persuaded.
I'm not trying to persuade you, but that's my opinion. So to me, it's.
I don't understand the point that you're making. I guess is where I'm at. Like you're saying, one's a freedom fighter and one's a terrorist. I don't get that one's lawful evil and one's chaotic good.
A certain point of view, I think, is
yes.
Yeah, but then the inherentness of chaos, which is chaotic good, means that you have an element like lawful means you are strict and regimented along a line of belief systems. Chaos means that you flip and flop between things, and that you don't have that kind of thing. Yes, evil and good are two sides of the same coin. But it depends on what you're in. Like you can do good things if you're evil, and you can do evil things if you're good. But it's the chaos and the law in that I think are diametrically opposed, because you've got somebody who will do something along the lines of a belief system and a structure, and you've got somebody else that goes, in this moment, this feels like the right thing to do, and they're more fly by the seat of your pants kind of stuff. Your freedom fighter is lawful in my mind. As is your terrorist, because they both have a very structured belief system.
Yeah. Cool.
That's my mind.
Sure. I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore.
No.
Clerics.
Whatever floats you go.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'd have no problem with a cleric of a different persuasion being in my party, as long as they weren't preachy and they could be effective and they could work in the party, be part of the party.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're evil or good or chaotic or whatever. Don't try and make me you. Don't try and swing me to your persuasion, and do your job, and then it's fine.
I guess it's what is the effective part. That's the criteria.
Well, and that for me is make people be at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That primarily your job is to ensure that everyone in the party is at 100% effectiveness.
Right. So we need a cleric.
I'm right here. Just dip a couple more levels in.
100% effective, 30% of the time.
If you let us level up a bit more.
Well, you're 100% effective for that 1/3 cleric you are.
3 points.
For the cleric. Yep.
3 points. 1 out of 3 points. Anyway, yeah, interesting conversations. I want to hear these ideas, I guess, about characters and stuff, and we'll probably talk a little bit about other characters because there is that generic kind of ideal thing in your head, and I think Lindsay, you and I share a thing where we look at that and we run away from it.
You're my favorite person to argue with.
Almost in the opposite direction, though. Like, you know, that's the thing when we make characters, we tend to be very similar. We go, what is the thing everybody expects? We're not that. You know?
Oh, no, I've made characters that go very heavily into the thing. Mine all just goes about, I never look at the class first. I look at the concept that I want to get across first, and then I build the class around that.
Yeah. So now we move into the Siege of Serpents.
Is your backup character a child? Because they're about to be dead.
No, my backup.
What?
Are there children inside as hostages?
Young people, yeah. The
younglings.
They're not the younglings. They're like the university students.
In the week since we haven't played, I've turned them into very young children.
No, they're initiates. So they're just initiates into the Pathfinder Guild.
Okay.
They're just young.
That's
they're
right,
like
that's right.
first years.
That's right.
Kind of
Sophomores.
stuff. Yeah. Sophomores, maybe.
Softcocks.
Jesus. All right. So now we move back into the Siege of Serpents. So who can tell me what has been going on? Do you guys remember? There are points at bay here. This is how I allocate XP.
Reggie had climbed some vines and pretended to be a gardener.
We'll go back a bit more.
Back a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the bigger picture here?
Okay.
I take that. I'm offended by that.
The
I'm a halfling. I'm really offended by that.
The Aspis Consortium are trying to take over the...
No, less than that. Somewhere in between those two. Well, there's this world.
I feel like it's not the answer that's the problem.
I am very tired. Leave me alone. Sometimes you're on your game. Sometimes you're
Fair
off your
enough.
game.
And sometimes you're Justin.
Today is all about the game. So,
Sorry,
yeah,
Justin, that's unfair.
I guess I want to give some people some context.
Lindsay,
So if
find the
you've
middle
missed
ground
last-
for us, will
If
you?
you missed last period, pay.
Sorry.
Get a plan B if you missed last period.
That's a teacher saying. That was the teacher in me right there that came out. It's been
was
years since I've
fucking
even had to
gold.
say that. If you missed last episode, what is the recap that people need for us to understand what's happening in the Siege of Serpents, guys?
It's
So we
all gone to shit.
yeah, we basically get told that the university or barracks kind of section where the initiates of the Pathfinders Guild were being held up, they've been basically taken hostage. A gentleman came up to tell us that and see if we could go help. We're the only people he could find. So we went up and had a little investigate. Reggie climbed some vines and had a peek in and got caught. And we discovered in our short little bit of reconnaissance that there's some sort of magical trap. And all the kids are at a table and there's some sort of magical trap that we assume is going to kill them if we don't take out this one little small fella walking around.
I mean, to be clear, in Flopsy's viewpoint here, everyone else is losing, and that's why this guy has had to do this. Like, he's had to do this because he wants out for all of himself and all of his companions who have attacked the conclave. So, for a Flopsy perspective, that's a good thing. We've got them on the ropes.
I guess it's a little more, and I get that perspective. The idea, I guess, that is from the book's perspective, as a GM talking to players here, is that this is their contingency plan. If it goes to shit, they can always be like, "We've got we've got the hostages, we've got the initiates. Let us out, or the initiates die," kind of thing. So I guess that kind of the tactical amongst you get that as the idea of,
and that
of
makes
what's
real
going
sense
on.
if you value the initiates.
It does, which we do.
Is this whole escapade that's happening here the initiation ceremony for the initiates?
Oh, it's the haze.
Yeah.
It's a hazing moment. Geez, that's elaborate. Gee, these Pathfinders are good. They really lay it on at O week, don't they?
They mean business.
15 people died at the initiation.
But did they? Did they die?
There were clerics.
There's lots of wizards around.
So what are some details that you guys can remember around this moment? So these are the things you said. There might be a magical trap. What are some of the actual specific details? Because it's all the devil is always in the details when you are doing this kind of stuff.
So,
maybe it's not in the details for you guys as a party, but
There was only one bad guy that we saw. It was a halfling walking up and down the tables or around the tables.
Front door and a back door.
Yeah, and a window.
And a basement.
Mm-hmm.
And vines.
We got sent here by Ambrose Valson.
mm-hmm.
We're in the quadrangle.
Yep.
Where the dorm barracks are.
Yep.
So he's, the doors are locked.
Yes.
He
correct.
heard us through the front door and told us to go away.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are chained around the table at a dining table, and there's something floating in the middle between them.
Mm-hmm.
A candle? Whatever.
A cup.
One.
A cup.
Yeah. And there was
This stinks of a fraternity. This really does.
It really does.
Yeah.
Except for the big vest he's wearing with a lot of vials on it.
And he's squeezing something in his hand.
Yeah.
It looks like if he lets it go, there's a cord attached to the vials. The things that you probably that I probably need to hit home before this. Yes, there are windows that you can get. There's a giant window. So going back to what this actual room looks like, imagine the Harry Potter dinner room, I guess, at a smaller scale. There's a little podium at one end where the teachers might sit or where somebody might give a lecture from. Behind that is a big 15-foot kind of lead light window, which you've been trying to peek through. So we tried to get Skirmish to look through it. We've tried to get Reggie to look through it. And then in the inside, there is a large, long table that's about almost 20 foot in length and 10 foot wide. On either side, you have some initiates that are sitting there that are chained up, that are held in a really macabre scene of them eating dinner. There's like dinner plates set in front of them, bottles in the middle of the table, and floating above them, above one of the bottles, you can see like a chalice, a cup, a goblet. That is sitting there. A chalice, cup, and goblet, are they all the same thing or are they different things?
Depends on the vessel with the pestle.
Well, the vessel with the pestle has the brew that is true. The pellet with the poisons.
Just
in
have to line him up. And
Yeah,
If you have never seen The Court Jester with Danny Kaye, it's an old movie. It has aged interestingly, but boy, oh boy, does it have some great moments in it.
I can even tell you the plan that we planned last time before we ended the session.
Was it a good plan?
It was all right.
When are any of our
It
plans?
was the best we could come up with. So Tia and Miles are going to go in the front door. Tia and Miles were going to try and take out the guy quickly. If Miles could get off Sleep Strike, Tia was going to move to try and catch the chalice. I'm looking at you, trying to remember your name. Reginald.
Why? Why?
I thought he was going to say Nikron for a second then.
I thought you meant my
Reginald-
actual name for a second there, right?
Reginald and Flopsy were going to go in the other way and try and deal with the cup as best as possible. I might have gotten that mixed up. Maybe it was Flopsy and Miles going for the guy and Tia and Reggie were going for the cup. Two people were going for the cup.
I think Flopsy was in the stealth mission.
On the back.
Yeah. Because he had knock and he had
Yeah, that's right.
Gaseous form.
a potion of vanish or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which he doesn't need to cast unless it was a scroll. I'm looking at that now. A scroll of fog cloud.
The only thing we hadn't decided on yet was how many turns or count of 6 seconds we were going to give it before we kicked in the front door after you guys went to the back door.
Yeah.
So I reckon we pick, 6 seconds is around. How many rounds do you reckon?
10.
10 rounds before we kick in the front door.
Yep.
Not
Okay.
that I want to aid you, but can I give you a suggestion?
No.
Okay.
We're going to do this our way.
Oh, shit.
All right. So you're bombing the place, killing all the hostages.
We have no cleric, so we can't pray to God.
And
I'm right
siding
here.
with the other guy.
Oh, well, pray to your God. Who is your God?
I can't remember.
Like some cleric you
That's
are.
an excellent question. It's
We
been a
do
while.
know that the front door party
an eye.
is listening in case the guy hears another sound and is going to kick it off.
Mm.
They'll go at that point.
Mm.
So there's a kind of a shortcut in case it all goes pear-shaped. They're going to go as soon as it went bad.
Do we want 10 rounds or unless we hear bad noises to kick in the door?
I think they're using their best judgment to kick in the door if it sounds like it's gone pear-shaped inside.
Okay. Sounds good.
Otherwise, it's 10 rounds, which is should be enough time to get out the back, get through a locked door, and get into some position of usefulness.
I like it.
We're on a time frame.
Correct.
We're on the clock.
It's true.
Do you want me to count?
All right, so tell me what the plan is, guys, because that while you work that out amongst yourselves, I wasn't listening. So what is the
Cool.
actual plan? Who's where at this point in
Not
time?
listening in this audio medium is fun.
Well, I was kind of half listening, but I need some clarity
Reg
on
and
some
Flopsy
stuff.
are going to take a minute to get out the back, sneak in the back door, and find a place of advantage to try and get rid of or take out the floating bowl.
Moving to the it's a side door at the rear end of the building. That door, goes into. You guys have an awareness of this room, like you've been through here at some point as part of your walking through the grounds and all that kind of stuff. You know that that back door leads down into a basement area, which is basically a store. So this is how people would get stored goods to come in here. There's a few tables in there. So if somebody served a meal or brought like Uber Eats in here, this is where they would eat there. And there is a door that's a separate room into the larger chamber. So you go through the external door into another room. And then there's another door that gets you into the chamber with no windows between the two there. So just to give you the proper lay of the land.
And the distance between the front and the back again?
So
60?
The front door and the rear wall? Or?
Yeah, the door at the back that we're going to go in through.
It's on the side.
Yep, that
So
door.
if you wanted to get into the room, literally you get through the door, move 15 foot across to the next door, open that, and you're kind of on the side of the stage, if that makes sense.
My brain's going, we've got 10 rounds. I don't want to waste 3 of them getting to that back door.
And just remind me, how does the trap work again?
Well, usually there's a trigger, and when it's set off, the trap
Was that
goes
it?
off.
Was that the thing?
What thing?
Was that the challenge?
What?
Okay.
Piss me off. To upset me.
Yeah.
No, I do that for free.
On the house.
Never.
Yeah, so how far from the front door to the side door at the back, Justin? On the outside. Will we get there in 1 round?
It's 60 foot. So the whole building is only 60 foot long.
So it's going to take us
yes.
a round to get to the door,
Yep.
a round or 2 to get inside, another round to get to the next door, a round or 2 to get inside.
Let's do it. Let's go, Flopsy.
And then we got a couple of rounds up our sleeve in a 10-round economy to get hidden or get somewhere of advantage.
Okay, so that's what the 2 of you will be doing, and then
Yes.
the other 2. What's your approach or what's your intent during that time while they're scarpering around to the side back to the other door to the other entrance?
I will be counting
Mm-hmm.
for a minute.
Yep.
Can you count to 60?
Okay.
1 Miles
So
McCarthy.
where will you be
2 Miles McCarthy.
when that happens? Though?
We'll be near the door, near the
20
front door.
So
foot
you're going to
from the front door.
stand next to the front door.
Yep.
So what I need from you, I guess, is obviously the last time you approached the front door, you got screamed at. So he has an awareness that is situated around, trying to figure out if somebody's approaching or trying to do something around the front door. So it's important that you have an understanding that there is that you will need to. It's not just standing there, that he could spot you or engage with you or something.
Tia's
like
not
could
doing that.
happen.
Tia's 20 foot from the door. She's putting little divots for her feet in the grass. She's getting ready to charge at this door.
Oh, that's a better idea. Let's do that.
Okay.
Well, she was going to wait for you to tell her when to
All right.
charge.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I'll stealth up to the door.
So you're going to stand back from the door?
Tia is 20 foot from the door. Charge, bang, open.
All right. And Miles, what have you decided?
Yeah, I'll try and stealth up towards the door.
Okay, so while these guys move off, you're going to try and stealth up towards the door.
Mhm.
So in that sort of first kind of moment, you start doing that. Is there anything else that you would like me to be aware of, to know of? Is there anything else in play here that I need to know as a GM that you've cast upon yourselves, that you're using, that you're doing, that you've prepped?
I would like to say this is really scary. I have never been more nervous to initiate a plan.
Flopsy's got a scroll in his hand, a scroll of fog cloud and a potion of vanish.
Okay, fog cloud and a potion of vanish in the hands. I enjoy that none of you thought about that until I said it. As soon as I said, is there anything you're preparing?
No.
All three of you went straight to your sheets.
No, I was checking my stealth score.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19.
All right. And the clock seems to start. Two of your compatriots move away from you at speed, quietly. I have an assumption that Flopsy and Reg are moving quietly. Actually, all three of you that are moving, apart from T, are moving quietly inwards. Can I please get a stealth check just from Flopsy and Reg as well? Miles, you've given me yours as well.
Rolled a 12 for a total of 24.
Cool.
And 23 for Flopsy.
Okay. Wonderful.
Flopsy, you're moving very quietly today.
I didn't think mine was going to be the lowest then.
And you guys move to your initial positions, side door in front of each of the doors. So you're both versions of the party at the door. I think Miles at this point has taken his shoes off because he needs to start counting.
I have a very high intelligence score, I'd like to let you know.
And 12 toes.
So we'll probably focus in on what Reg and Reg and Flopsy are doing here. So the first part is you've reached that door. What are you going to do to get through said door?
Flopsy's just going to point at Reg and point to the door and see if he'll open it.
You want me to kick it in?
No, just see if it's open.
Okay, so I'll check the handle. Is there a handle?
Yeah, there is.
Yep, I'll check the handle very delicately
Mm-hmm.
to just see if there's any resistance. Is there any resistance?
As in it's locked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's locked. It's locked. Flopsy. It's locked.
Is it?
Shh.
That's half a minute that's gone by. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Flopsy is... Oh, fuck.
You came all this way without a plan to open a locked door.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
He's glitching.
He's
paused. He's actually paused.
He's literally just
Frozen, yeah.
It's that thing, Justin, where you say, know the rules, know what you want to do, but you don't give us any fucking time to figure it out.
2 weeks.
I'm just reading the rule of a spell that I'm going to cast.
Justin, can I just point out you were literally, shh, don't talk to me. I'm prepping tonight's game.
No, I hadn't actually taken it from the thing I wrote it on and put it in here.
Flopsy's going to cast gaseous form on himself.
Okay, so Flopsy casts gaseous form on himself. Reg, what are you doing?
I'm going to wait and see what Flopsy
He
does.
just checked the door.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see. I've checked the door. You said it was locked.
Mhm.
Then Flopsy, I've told Flopsy, and Flopsy's then drank a potion.
All right,
Cast a spell, sorry.
Cast a spell.
Cutting back to the front, we've got
Scroll.
Tia backing up, I'm assuming, like a bull. She's just putting divots
Oh, more
in-
like a 100-meter race.
into
You know,
the
just
ground.
shaking out one hand, shaking
Yeah.
out the other.
And we
Loosening
have
up.
Miles right next to the door, just waiting quietly and patiently, mouthing numbers to himself. Back to you two.
So Flopsy is now in gaseous form, so he has a 10-foot fly speed and can fit through small holes or narrow openings. Can he get under or through part of the door?
You can definitely get under the door crack.
He's going to move all the way through to the second door.
Come on.
It's just the way he said it, right? It sounded like Nycrin saying crack.
He's going to move all the way through to the second door.
truth be told, I almost said you can move under the door cracker
Right.
and cut
Cut
myself
yourself
off.
I knew there was something weird about it.
So 2 10-foot moves,
Yep.
which would get him to the second internal door, right?
That will definitely get you to the
Is it
second
open, closed?
internal
What's it
door.
look like?
It's closed.
What's he looking at here?
Or shut door.
Is it locked on this side? Is there a bar? Is there a...
No, it's just an internal door that seems to be closed from you. It does have a keyhole to it.
Great. Cool. That's as far as he can go on this round.
Okay. Reg, are you going to...
Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
It's TV.
Don't die now. You just sold
It's
your
fine.
house.
I know. It's all caught up with me.
Reggie, what are you going to do?
I think I'm just going to wait and see what Flopsy does. So I'm hoping he's gone in under the door and he's going to somehow unlock the door that I am currently waiting
Don't
outside.
give him cues by saying it to me like you're hoping to tell Brett what you want his character to do.
No, well, I
I know what's happening here.
That's exactly
I am
what-
hoping he'll be on the other side opening the door because I can hear Brett going the other direction and going rogue. Going rogue
If
is
he
what I
does that-
love.
No, but if he does that, that's fine. I'm just saying what you asked me, what I think's happening, my character, there you go.
And just to back that up, Flopsy's got a very high intelligence score. He doesn't want to diminish this spell and then find that the second door is locked.
Okay.
So he's checking the second door to see if it's locked too, so he can open from the inside and then walk back.
So there
Okay.
you go, see?
So you're at the second door. Back to Miles.
I'm not at
Miles.
the second door.
Miles. 18, 19, 20. You got it.
So Flopsy's going to incorporeally slide through the second doorway and have a look to make sure that this guy can't see him where he is at this back door.
All right. So you move under. Now, talk to me about gaseous form a bit. For the
Yeah.
people that are listening to gaseous form, maybe read the spell for us
Yeah.
so we have an understanding.
It's a long spell, but the interesting thing's in the last sentence. I didn't read that one.
Always in the last. It is always in the last sentence.
The subject and all its gear become insubstantial, misty, and translucent. Its material armor, including natural armor, become worthless, though its size, dexterity, deflection bonuses, and armor bonuses from force effects still apply. I gain DR10 magic, become immune to poison, sneak attacks, and critical hits. Can't attack or cast spells with verbal, somatic material, or focus components while in gaseous form.
Well, that's a problem.
This does not rule out the use of certain spells that the subject may have prepared using the feat Still Spell, Silent Spell, Eschew materials. The subject also loses supernatural abilities while in gaseous form. If it has a touch spell ready to use, that spell is discharged harmlessly when gaseous form spell takes effect. The gaseous creature can't run, but can fly at a speed of 10 feet and automatically succeeds its fly skill checks. It can pass through small holes or narrow openings, even mere cracks, with all it was wearing or holding in its hands, as long as the spell persists. The creature is subject to the effects of wind, and it can't enter water or other liquid. It also can't manipulate objects or activate items, even those carried along with its gaseous form. Continuously active items remain active, though in some cases their effects may be moot.
Okay. So I guess what I'm getting at there is it doesn't make you invisible as well. So you are
Translucent.
you are a gas cloud that has a chance of being seen should you pass under this door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I guess in that
It's just going to pass an eyeball through first.
in that space, you just want to have a peek through. Is that really what you're doing?
Well, he wants to see if he can. He wants to
Yep.
check what's in the room
100%
before
you
going
can do
into
that.
the room, dropping the
Yeah.
spell, and then unlocking to come back.
I mean, you're not passing all the way under the door, but you can look under the door enough with this gaseous cloud to know that this is the hallway. So beyond this door leads you. You can see directly in front of you is the edge of the stage. To your right, you can see the table, and you can see a halfling figure moving up and down. You know, in pace, mid pace, up and down the that hallway.
How far away from Flopsy?
He's about midway at this point
So
in
like
time.
30 foot away.
You're probably looking at about 30 foot
And
away.
well lit here or shadowy? Or?
It's well lit in this room.
Mm. So he'll pull his head back in
hmm
and then use his other move to go to the first door.
Just do me a favor. I'm giving you a large bonus here, but just make a stealth check for me.
Ooh, 15.
A 15. Yep. Cool.
And then back to the first door, drop the spell.
hmm
I'm assuming that's 2 moves at 10 foot.
So, yeah. So,
I move to stick the head out and I move to get back to the door.
Yeah. So, dropping the spell is an actual standard
I haven't dropped the
action.
spell.
Yeah. So, you'd
So
have to do
move
that
and a
next
move.
round.
Yeah.
And stuff. Reg, are you doing anything other than waiting? So, we've got both of you guys are sitting, waiting.
Just doing exactly that, being patient as I can possibly be.
Okay. Perfect. 24, 25.
So while I'm actually waiting out of character, I've been. This goes back to what you were asking about today. One of the things I've been playing around with is Norse rune reading.
Yep.
So I just drew 3 Norse runes to read the situation, how this is going to unfold. We got Thurzaz, which means danger. We got Laguna, which means flowing.
Oh.
And then we have sacrifice.
Danger,
Younglings.
flowing, sacrifice.
Yeah, yep.
So the person who's turned into a flowing form.
Flowing sacrifice.
Flopsy becomes substantial and unlocks the door
Okay.
quietly.
So the door opens in front of you, Reginald.
Oh, he's got the right door, has he?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right.
And
There's only one door. I would
Flopsy's
hope.
got his fingers to his lips and quietly whispers, "Through that door. It's very well lit. Nowhere to hide.
For you, maybe.
I'm going to cast knock on the door to unlock it. So you
Knock
can
the
get through."
door.
What?
Knock. What? Knock on the door.
I will cast a spell to unlock it.
I can't
Lizzie,
hear
you and I are both sensing the same thing here. Like, it's a good time for them to argue and have excessive. I
Hey,
know
this
this
is
is
our-
a medium.
This
of,
is our role play moment.
Just Lindsay and I just looked at each other. Like, oh, this is not the time for that.
Go to that door. Okay. Can I cast? Oh, he'll pull another scroll out of his belt, I guess. At
Okay.
that point.
Yep. So you cast there, Reginald. You move into the internal door.
Mm.
All right. That gets us to 30, 31, 32.
So can Flopsy explained to Reg what is on the other side of this second door?
I guess you would know that on the other side of that door is that room that
You've seen it.
You
Yeah.
want to come into.
Oh yeah, with my little
Right.
peek.
Moving across the space though, can you give me a move silently check, please?
Do you mean
Reg?
another stealth check?
Another stealth check, please.
Is it both of
sure.
us?
Yeah.
That is a 28 for Reg.
Mm-hmm.
23 for Flopsy.
Perfect.
Flopsy.
So you move. Both of you, I
rolling
guess,
well.
have moved over to that door. Are you doing anything to manipulate the door in this 6-second block?
I'm not, because you got to knock it, right?
That's
Mhm.
correct.
Brett, what does knock do?
Oh.
Knock open stuck, barred, or locked doors, as well as those subject to hold, portal, or arcane lock. When you complete the casting of the spell, then make a caster level check against the DC of the lock, see table at the right, with a plus 10 bonus. If successful, knock opens up to 2 means of closure. This spell opens secret doors as well as locked or trick opening boxes or chests. It loosens welds, shackles, and chains, provided they serve to hold something to shut. If used to open an arcane locked door, the spell does not remove the arcane lock but simply suspends its functioning for 10 minutes. In all other cases, the door does not relock itself or become stuck again on its own. Knock does not raise barred gates or similar impediments such as portcullis. It does not affect ropes, vines, and the like. The effect is limited by the area. Each casting can undo as many two means of preventing access, and he can affect up to 4 square feet.
Okay, perfect.
3 square feet, sorry.
From my understanding, though, that means it doesn't just unlock the door; it actually opens the door. So knock actually opens the portal egress door.
But when you say open, we don't mean fling open. We mean it becomes ajar.
opens it,
Opens a little bit.
opens it.
Half open.
Does it? I read it as unlocking because the open close spell does open and close, unless it's built into this spell. It's an interesting take on it, Jesse.
Just read that first line for me.
No, knock open, stuck, barred, or locked doors. So yeah, okay.
I just would like to say I just drew the rune luck. So, you know,
First
Maybe-
letter's wrong. Look, I'm happy to go with the idea that you're just going to unlock it, Brett. So, while it says, because it is obtuse, and I guess you are in control of the spell. So, of course, you can manipulate that spell so that it unlocks and the door. So, essentially, what I would say to you, you have control as to whether you want the door to open, whether you want the door to be unlocked, but also, like, say you turn a door handle and, like, essentially you don't have to manipulate a handle to make it open. Like you could just push it and it would be, it can just sit there.
I think he wants it kept in the open position so the latch isn't engaged at all. So it'll quietly open as long as the hinge isn't squeaky.
Yep. Easily done. And just casting of that spell. Did you already do a stealth check to move over?
He was 10 foot away. I did that 23 stealth check, but just before I can do another one.
It's the casting of the spell that I'm worried about at that point in time. Just
keep rolling 17s on my stealth.
That's magnificent.
Which is a 23 again.
That is magnificent. So you find yourself.
I don't know how hard your lock is.
You find yourself having to make a DC check, right?
That's right.
Versus the lock of it.
So simple 20, average 25, good 30, amazing 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cast level
let's
check.
roll. You tell me what you roll, and then looking at that DC, tell me what you've unlocked.
Just anyone know what a caster level check?
It is your level, your caster level.
Okay,
so you roll
great.
D20, add your spell caster level.
Okay. That's 21.
A 21 will get you past a what DC door?
So with a plus 10, 31, that's everything up to it'll open a good but not an amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Which is a DC.
So good is a DC 30.
Okay, perfect. You silently feel like that has gone through. There's a success that you understand through magical means.
Feels like it's loosened.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
You probably even see the door handle just maneuver itself.
Thumbs up to Reg. 2 fingers to wave him through.
Okay. 30.
Sorry, I was inserting 2 fingers into Reg to wave him through.
42. 43. 44. Now what happens?
Flopsy's done his bit. He's looking at Reg now.
I'm supposed to wait for the 60, right? I don't know why I'm looking at Justin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why you're asking the question.
We spoke about the plan beforehand. It's up to
talking about the plan now. Reg's got to remember the plan.
Reg has got a little excited, so he's going to have a little look, see if he can have. Is it a jar? It's a jar, is it?
No,
it's a door.
Just it's unlocked.
If it was a jar, it'd be unstuck, though.
Yeah. No, it's basically sitting in its hinges. You can
swinging on its hinges.
You have to be able to. It's swinging freely, but it's not. It's in a closed position.
You have to manipulate it to see through it.
Okay.
I didn't want to let the crack of darkness into that light room.
Okay. Reg is going to put. Is there a handle?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Reg is going to put his hand on the handle.
Mm-hmm.
And wait.
Okay.
Because Reg can't remember the plan.
I know. 48.
It's almost like we had a
49,
role play moment that was interrupted
50.
where Flopsy was reiterating what that plan was.
Maybe.
51. 52. Anything happening?
Flopsy's going wide-eyed at Reg, going, get in there. Waving him in.
Reg is going to gently just start to inch the door open.
This non-oiled door.
Flopsy, pardon me.
Yeah. Ironically, there's like a shop bell that you did. Bing bong, bing bong.
Is there much resistance
So you
on the door?
No, the door's freely swinging.
Yeah, but is it like a stiff? Is it?
It's just a door on a hinge.
Okay. Can I see in? What can I see?
So you open the door.
But enough to just.
Yep. So essentially, you're moving the door.
What's that hand movement in words, Luke? But again, for the audio medium.
I think he's waving at me in some way. I think that was like like the Queen waving the way he was.
Captain, my captain.
Yeah.
I still like I'm going to open it wide and go hi. I'm just like inching it open to just get a sense of what.
Going to peek in.
Do you want me to roll something?
Yes.
What am I rolling?
Stealth.
initiative?
Natural 20.
Okay.
So that's 32.
All right, so
wow.
a crack of the door opens. So essentially, you're doing it so subtly that it's only the width of the door that opens. You're looking through the crack, and
What do I
again,
see?
you can see a halfling pacing now, sort of moving back up towards the two big main doors.
How far away is he?
He would be across the way from you. You would be able to get to him in 20 foot.
20 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Can I draw a shuriken?
You certainly
Got enough
can
actions left in that.
draw a shuriken.
Is there much between me and him?
There's a corner of the stage. There's some chairs, like, you know, he's on the other side of the table from you. So you would have to sort of maneuver around the table like a Z kind of.
Can I not acrobatics over the table?
Of course you could.
Because you know how well I do that.
Yes. Just remember there's implications for your movement as well for that one.
Well, surely if I've got a zigzag round it, it's the same implications, right?
Of going
in terms
through.
of compromising my movement.
Acrobatics every 5 foot takes 10 foot. So when you do acrobatics, it doubles your move.
But as a straight line, I mean, I'm not looking at the map.
Let's draw a triangle.
Yes, please.
And there.
Oh, Lindsay.
Can you get to him in 20 feet? Yes, you can.
All right.
He's forgotten the plan.
I have forgotten the plan.
Okay.
What's that wisdom score there?
Where's the
Little
cleric?
Reg.
Oh, fuck, I'm the cleric as well, aren't I?
54, 55, 56.
Let's go. How far away is he now? Has he moved much further away?
In this round, he has just moved another 20 foot away from you. So he's now 40 foot away. And what are you guys going to be doing?
Flopsy's about to cast from another scroll.
Okay. You doing anything, Reg?
I get the impression I'm supposed to do something, so I just thought, all right, I'm going to run in. Let's go.
You just open the door
I'm not going to, I'm going to, yeah, sure.
and run in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
why
me
not?
what you're doing.
It's only a bunch of kids. Let's go.
I don't have 6 seconds to tell you what the plan is. And in fact, I'm doing my bit of the plan.
So, Flopsy, you see Reg move the door open enough for
Fully
him
open.
to fit through. Are you moving inside at
Yes,
this point, Reg?
yes.
At that point, I
And
cast.
Reg moves around the corner from you. It's at this point that the door flinging open, like, you're going to notice that in a room. Like,
I'm not flinging it open.
No, but opening
Gee,
enough.
can I not roll a stealth? Come on, come
is
some slack.
that the door is going to trigger some kind of reaction from him at this point in time. So what we're doing right now is we're rolling initiatives, guys, because that's really important for me. And I've got to say a fuck a yes.
Can Flopsy cast his spell that he had prepared for that moment?
Cast your initiative first, please.
Fuck you. Surprise round?
All right. So initiatives, please. Reginald.
25.
Nice. Flopsy.
6.
Miles.
5.
Tia.
Shit, forgot about her.
How long everyone until you get there, I'll have fucked up and be dead.
Everyone
I mean,
will be
I
dead.
have to count another 5 seconds. before I
Tia is
go.
also on 6.
Reg, you go first. You get the drop on him. The door opens and he seems to kind of, you know when someone senses something out of the corner of their eye and he notices that movement but you have the upper hand, I guess, in this movement space.
Oh, there we go. That's my speed. How far away is he?
40 foot.
Oh, perfect. What was it? He's got bottles around him, right? What was it? Or was that a joke?
That was a joke.
Oh, he's 40 feet away. I can get to him within 40
No,
feet.
he's on the other side
All
of the
right, so
table.
how-
It's a
so talk to
zigzag.
me-
It's a zigzag to
So
get in there.
talk to me. Okay, because I've got a 30-foot speed.
A 30-foot speed.
Yep.
Yep. So you can definitely get to him.
I just get to him in one move.
Yes. So you use your 40-foot of your move of your 60-foot full move to get to him.
But I can't do anything after that, though, can I?
No.
Or I could move 30 feet and then throw a shuriken at him.
You could do that also.
Let's do that.
Or you could remember the plan
Yeah, no, that's
and
gone.
do that also.
The thing is with plans is they're great until the shit hits the fan, and the shit is hitting the fan because I forgot the plan.
Yep.
Okay, sorry guys. I'm gonna go. Let's go 30 feet and chuck a shuriken at him. We ready? So I don't get the surprise round or the drop on him or anything.
He hasn't moved, Reg. So as far as you know, like you do get the drop on him because you move before him. So you 100% are moving, and you have the drop on him right now. He definitely, like, you see him start as if he's noticed something's happened, but he certainly isn't in any position to have been moved. So you just hear like a kind of moment, and you have your actions to do.
So does he have his deck? Is he denied his dex? Have I got a surprise on him?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So we're going to chuck a shuriken at him. So I've moved to 30 and I'm just running straight up and just let him rip with this shuriken. Yep.
Sure.
Cool. Natural 19. That is a 26 to hit.
You're going to hit.
I get a hit. Okay. So because of my level brawler, the snakebite striker, because I've got the drop on him.
Yep.
I get sneak attack.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I get the extra D6
Extra
damage.
D6.
For a shuriken.
I am all ready for 3 points of damage here.
Here we go.
I am poised. Okay.
Well, stuff you. 4 points of damage.
Oh, it's a Reggie crit.
I was about to ask that. Does Shuriken crit on a 19?
No, they're
20,
just
yeah.
times 2.
20 times 2.
Yeah, I was one shy.
Yeah, you did add your strength.
Ooh, 5 points of damage. I'm clawing up there.
See, you can never accuse me that I'm not on your side. I remembered that
I know,
you could
Justin,
give
you're
you
very good. You're very
your
kind.
strength to him. So that
Magnanimous, I think, is how we think of you. Yeah.
he reels as a shuriken smacks him in the shoulder. You can see it dive deep, biting into his shoulder blade. His arm kind of drops limp as he turns around and sees the door open, sees Reggie moved into the room on the other side of the table, even though Reggie's probably the same height as the table, just the top of
he can
the
see
top
me?
of the top of your heads looking at each other. It's about now that you probably are realizing
I
that
should
you
have
were
been
supposed
invisible.
to be invisible
That's right,
at this
yeah.
point. I saw the penny drop right then when you said that. And he looks at you, Reg, and you see his good hand come to something that is around his neck. His eyeballs move up to the top where the goblet suspended above the table is.
Hang on, it's his turn. There's no surprise round here.
Hmm? He's not surprised because he's
He went, which is like the sound of surprise.
Right.
surprised.
Do I get another go? Is that what we're saying?
Well, I'd like a go before he has a turn, I think is what I'm saying.
Can you turn me invisible now?
That's not what this scroll does.
The issue that I've got with the surprise round here, and I'm going to tell you this. Had you come into the room invisible,
Yeah.
I would have given you the surprise
And
round.
he was always expecting someone to come, right?
It's that because he's aware of stuff, and the door flinging open made him aware.
Yeah.
Like, that is where he was on alert
Yeah.
anyway. Like, you haven't caught him unawares, if that makes sense. Like, he is expecting.
He was
people.
always expecting someone to break in.
After the stuff at the window, after
Right.
the people at the door,
Yeah.
he's been on guard this whole time. So had you walked in a gaseous form, I would have given you that as well, or been in the room, without alerting him with the door. It was really the door that
Negated the surprise round.
kind of negated that round. And you see, oh, this is fun. The cup tip. So Reggie, you'd probably be the only one that sees that. He puts his hand around his chest, grabs something like a pendant that's hanging around his neck, and you can see him look up at the cup. His hand kind of moves a little bit, and you see the suspending goblet that's in the sky just tip very slowly, and from the edge of the goblet, you see a ball just roll out of the goblet and begin to fall. What are you going to do right now, Brett?
Flopsy before Tia?
Well,
I'm happy
you're
to
both
do
on.
it.
You're
All
both on 6. Who gets
All
the
right.
drop on each other?
Well, let me just roll that out. Flopsy goes first. Flopsy's going to complete his spell, which is a scroll of jump.
Yep.
That's one action.
Yes.
His next action is to move 10 feet and jump and try and grab the thing out the air.
So you move 10 feet.
Yep.
And then,
he rolls an acrobatics check to jump.
Yep.
And every the distance is the DC.
Okay.
So you get to set the DC for the distance.
No, the distance
That
I want to jump.
Oh, okay.
I've got to hit that. That is the DC. So
Gotcha,
if it's 30 foot away, I've got to roll 30.
Roll your jump check.
Now the jump spell gives me a plus 20 to this.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
And I rolled a 19.
Yo.
And I've got a plus 2, so that gets me to 41.
So you overshoot
Oh,
it.
I jump 40 feet, but I'm aiming for the cup in the air. He wants to grab the thing in the air, envelop it, and then fall to the ground with it.
You move into the room. You launch yourself.
I need
Do
a
you
10-foot run.
10-foot run in the direction or just any 10-foot
It says a 10-foot run.
Yeah, that's fine. And you launch yourself. You fly high.
A quarter
over
of
the top of the table.
A quarter of the distance is my height.
Over the top of the table.
Yeah.
And you intercept both of the bead and the cup, which have separated from each other.
Yeah.
I need a dex check.
Oh, God.
This is the moment.
It's not an acrobatics check?
This is a pure dexterity. I am catching something. I am doing something sensitive. I am being a badass motherfucker.
Not a sleight of hand?
Nope.
If you catch something sensitive, that's like the most sensitive thing Flopsy's ever done.
I've rolled a 15 with a plus 2 for dex. 17 is the answer.
Needed something a little bit more than that. Your hand streaks out. You hit the cup 100%. Get the cup out of the sky. It's in your hands. You aim for the ball and you just end up pushing it a little bit more so that it's off center.
Does it travel with me?
Off kilter at this point.
Does it head towards me?
When you grab something out of the air and you kind of hit it, like you just miss it, like the edge of your finger hits it. And like all of this is happening in a bit of slow motion. I'm taking a little bit of creative license here. Tia, what are you doing?
Tia runs up to the front door and charges shoulder first into that door.
Okay, Tia, give me a break DC for the door because that's what we're at.
Strength check, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it straight up strength? That'd be a 16, Justin.
So it's a straight strength check of 16. Tia's shoulder hits the door. The door moves forwards probably about 10 centimeters before holding steady and bouncing Tia back a little bit.
But an incredible crash on the door and a loud noise to distract anyone from the inside.
A very large bang happens at the door. Miles, what are you doing?
Seeing that Tia didn't get through it, Miles is going to take a kick at the door himself. What?
Do it.
I was just looking at his face then.
His face is never approving.
21.
Oh, good.
A jolt flies through your thigh as it's not enough to actually get through the DC to break the door's locks and to open this large bound wooden door.
Come, Jinxa, we do it together.
Hey.
And then we move inside. Reg. You're
So
10 foot.
The ball's still falling?
You're 10 foot away from the guy. Flopsy's in the sky. I'm assuming. Do you remember the X-Men, like the movie when we first see Quicksilver and like all of the pans in the kitchen are frozen in the sky and he's running around moving things? In my mind, this is what it looks like. Flopsy's next to it, just go, and there's this ball that he's kind of hit off kilter. Reg is sort of sitting there. The other guy's kind of looking at that at this point in time. The door's moving, so there's shock waves coming off it. Reg, what are you doing?
So how far is the ball? Is the ball still in the air?
It's a little tiny bead.
The bead is still in the air?
It is, yes.
How far away from me?
It's from you. You are looking at it's on top of the table, so you would have to get on top of the table somehow, and move over there, and 30 feet.
See, what I'd like to do is basically move to catch the bead.
You moved it, so you want to...
I don't know whether I can catch it or I'm not saying I'm going to jump up for it. I'll just be positioned ready to catch it as it falls.
Okay, so Reg, what I see you doing is you jump upon the table and slide across the table
nice.
under it like a catcher.
We'll do that. Yep, that sounds
Okay,
good.
yep. Give me an acrobatics roll.
You want acrobatics? Does a 28?
Yep,
acrobatics check work.
Acrobatically, you get yourself under where that
I'm under where it is.
Bead is going.
With my hands open, forward. Ready for the interception as it comes down.
That's correct.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm taking, Flopsy's lead out of this bead. Something's important about the bead.
I think we all know what the bead is.
I think there was a plan where we were going to get the cup out of the air while the people crashed through the front door.
I'm sure there wasn't a plan.
No plan was discussed.
You say that like I heard it.
I retract all previous statements about Reggie being the leader of the Reggie 3.
Never asked for it.
I think 3 talks to his attention span.
Seconds.
Yeah. 1, 2. What? You have never seen Flopsy jump so well.
I'm impressed.
I don't think anyone has seen Flopsy jump so well.
No one else has seen it.
So in my mind, you've got Flopsy in the sky, Reg sliding under Flopsy all at the same time.
Yeah.
This ball falling sort of between them. The halfling that's in the room, you see him cast a spell, and a flash of light erupts right next to you, Reg.
So you're going to have to catch it blind now, right?
This creates a burst of light in front of a single creature, which is you.
Mm-hmm.
I need a fortitude save, please.
Fort save. What am I saving against?
A flash of light.
It's not an enchantment?
Nope.
Okay.
He's attempting to blind you,
It's
think.
It's not fear?
It is
So
not.
going to try to scare the sight out of me? Okay. Worth a go. A fort save. Forts. Where's forts? Oh, okay. So I'm looking for different things here then.
Yeah, a natural one's always going to fail. Just remember that.
Well, don't speak that into existence.
Just a natural one.
So I rolled a 14.
Yep.
And my fort save is +9, so 23.
Holy shit, moly.
I did not expect his fort to be that. Your fort is. How's your fort?
Fort's better than Tia's fort.
My fort's 9, reflex
monk.
10, will 8.
Yeah, monk.
Mate.
I forgot about that.
There we go.
Monks for life.
Which is fine because the DC that you needed was a 14. So a flash of light goes, you turn your head just in time for this flash of light to go off. But the last thing that we've got to deal with is a ball in the air. Now, this is the randomness of dice roll because this is what it's going to come down to. There are no rules that judge this. This is, as much as I bitch about the rule of cool, this is around the idea of how do you maneuver time like this? Because time is instant and therefore the ball should have fallen down by now, but it didn't because I am a generous GM. So
even you couldn't get those words out.
I couldn't. I almost choked on them. So this is what's going to happen because we've got 2 people outside and I feel like Lindsay has to be part of this. So, Lindsay, you're going to take your percentile dice and you and I are going to roll them together and we're going to see what happens. There's a 50% chance right here. Let's be in the same quadrant as each other and you get to choose what happens. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was what I was supposed to wait for.
What'd you get?
58.
73. It was so close. What happens, Lindsay?
Okay. I don't want this power.
What happens?
What are we speaking to? He has control of what happens at the door?
No, the ball falling.
Oh.
So this was a chance of the ball falling. What happens? Is you get to determine, does Reg catch it? Does it hit the floor?
I don't know. I think he needs to roll again to catch it. I don't think it's
roll
just...
a reflex save.
I don't know.
I have deflect arrows. Is it count as a projectile coming towards
How big
me?
is it?
Do I hit it towards Flopsy and with deflect arrows? And he gets
Flopsy's still in the air right next
Is
to
it
it.
what I think it is?
It's a bead.
Is it what I think it is?
I don't know.
Look, personally, if I was DMing this, I would have him roll to catch it, Yeah, I'd have him roll to catch it.
So what am I using? A reflex?
All right.
I don't know.
Lindsay
But I
is
would make
determined that you are rolling to catch the bead.
So who's setting the DC on this?
That's me.
Okay, so what am I
baby.
rolling with?
You are rolling a dexterity check, much like Flopsy did, grasping in the air to catch the bead. You're looking to get the bead safely.
You sure this wouldn't be a reflex save?
No.
This is because I told you what my reflex bonus was, isn't it? That's so unfair.
No, it's the same check I made Flopsy do.
Oh dear.
Did you beat a 20?
I did not beat a 20. I rolled a 7.
Oh, that is much worse.
And my dex is +4.
Okay.
So 11 on the dex.
The bead where you were poised to do it, you kind of look up, you're like, yeah, I got this. You give Flopsy a little bit of a wink on the way through because that's how cocky you are.
Flopsy's still hanging in the air while you've got all this stuff going on.
Your hand grasps. Now imagine this.
So hang on. You're defying gravity because the bead is falling and you are not. Okay.
I don't. This is a magical realm.
You should be falling at the same rate. You should be coming down with it, right?
Yeah, he's flying. He's
Yeah,
on a
he's like
trajectory
literally looking
away.
at it.
He's on a trajectory away from
So he's
you.
heading 20 foot out because it was a 20-foot jump
Lindsay.
into the wall.
I'm sorry, but one, that was cruel on Justin's behalf. But two, like, you know,
Your chance to come through for the party.
Story-wise, you got to at least roll to catch it.
I'm imagining this in slow motion. Flopsy in the sky, you wink, go to grab it, and just absolutely fumble the bead. The bead hits the table. As the bead hits the table, it cracks. It kind of imagine a gel bead, and the skin of around it just evaporates, peels back like a water balloon, erupting fire, which expands and expands and expands into a 40-foot bubble
Now I get a reflex save.
Oh, impressive. That's impressive.
of a fireball
Ah,
that fills the space. Reflex saves, please.
What about us outside?
You're protected by a door.
Oh, sweet.
Nothing untoward
Until a door
happens at all.
smacks me in the face.
Fireball erupts. Make a reflex, both of you.
Rolled I did that already. Yep. Rolled a 15
Mhm.
to 25.
Okay, and you, Flopsy?
Flopsy rolled a 6, but he's very, very impressed by the shape and size of this fireball. He's looking at it admirably as he probably slams into the wall on the other side of the table.
You see the form of a halfling sort of duck down using the table as cover, also sort of moving away from the lion's share of this fireball as 6 points of fire damage erupts unless you beat a DC of 15, which is the reflex half. So 3 points for you, Reg.
3 points.
And
Oh,
6 points for you, Flopsy.
He doesn't take all of that damage, my friend.
The unfortunate part is that it damages every person that is sitting at the table.
6 points of damage.
You see,
Did I get reflex saves?
Chained up.
some initiates burning on fire, skin peeling away, eyeballs melting. It's like the last scene
Oh,
of Raiders
come
of the
on.
Lost Ark.
I mean,
Just don't look into the light, they say.
I mean, if
But
they couldn't
did.
take 6 points of damage, they're
Yeah.
not going to make it far in Pathfinders.
Do you remember the
I
part where I
concur.
said
I
they were beaten, bloodied, and cut, and on the
But
door
6 points, come on.
on the edge of death?
Lucky you've got
How many of them are dying? I got 3
Your
rebuke
touch.
deaths. Yeah. I got 3 rebukes.
I will just read you this. The novices, who are all suffering wounds from the battle and are each at 1 hit point.
Oh.
So neg 5, eh?
Fireball goes off. You hear this from the outside right now. What are you going to do there?
we're backing up together and running together.
So this is, I guess, Flopsy, you get a go at this point.
Well, Flopsy finishes his very long jump,
You land. You have your full
both
movement at
in
land.
time and in length. Spins around, looks to the bead, fireball, gets covered in fire, steps out of it as if like nothing really happened, and then casts a spell at the dude, the halfling. It's a magic missile. He pulls out a drop and drops it off his fingers. It's a teardrop as tears shoot from his hand. And
But
3
she's outside at the door.
as 2 darts doing 6 points of damage slam into the halfling manipulating
wow.
stuff.
Okay. Outside, Tia and Miles.
How do you want us to do this? Do you want us to?
Well, how do you want to do it?
Well, does it roll? One of us rolls with.
What are you doing?
We're charging together to break the door down.
Okay, so one of you
Aid
takes the
another.
lead, the other one aids. So one of you gives the other one +2.
Help me.
Yeah.
That's better. 22. for my
21.
Check.
Actually, no. Well, I also rolled a 22.
That's 24
Yeah, so you give
altogether.
her-
I know. I'm just saying.
24 altogether as we slam equally into this door.
It's still not enough to get through the door. You bash against the door. You feel some of it splinter. You can hear the creaks. You can see splinters come off it. You feel like you were so close.
Once more. Back it up.
And you back up, only to find out that next week we're going to have to resolve our heads here.
Did anyone guess my challenge?
No. What was it?
I was saying saying's wrong.
Saying your saying's wrong.
Yeah.
Is that the half a dozen 1/6 the other?
And poop on my parade.
Isn't that what the saying is?
Hey,
Poop on my parade?
Rain on your
Rain
parade.
on your parade, yeah.
Whatever floats your goat.
I didn't hear that one.
It would mean us listening.
Yeah, but also to be fair, we always get our sayings
Yeah,
wrong around this time.
true.
I think I also did that.
That's right in the pocket.
Well, John, you get a fun badge.
Fun badge. Mischief happens. Awaits.
Awaits.
Nice.
So if you have any challenges, send them through.